And again, we want to thank you all for tuning into our broadcast. We want to thank Mr. Neil Wells, the production assistant from MCAT. We want to thank Mr. Christian Ackerman, and we want to thank the wonderful team over here at MCAT. We also would like to acknowledge Steve O'Brien, the author of the Epic Theme number 2. Again, thank you for watching. Good evening, and welcome to the broadcast. My name is Jose Van Smith. I'm the executive producer of the IMI Right Now TV show, digital satellite broadcast network, where we empower women, youth, seniors, disabled, mental and physically challenged, special needs, veterans, all branches, and those in uniform. Today, we are honored to have as our special guest the distinguished monks from Tibet, the Himalayas, who happen also to be the Kampo over at the Garden of 1,000 Buddhas at Early, Montana. And seated at the studio is the illustrious Mr. Namchuk Ken Rinpoche, PhD, and Kampo Namchuk Dorje, MA. And we also have Mr. Maitri, the translator. At this moment, at this juncture, I'd just like to welcome you all to the broadcast.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
We are very honored to be here in your TV show.
We'll begin with the monk with our monk. Is it
Yes.
proper to address just the monk, or how should we
Yeah,
address it?
that's okay. Yeah,
Mr. Monk.
yeah, monk is okay. Yeah.
Okay.
My profession, yeah, that's monk.
All right. Well, we know you as Kempo.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right. Well, Kempo, tell us a little bit about the garden. About the origins of the Garden of 1,000 Buddhas.
So this
The founder
yeah.
and how it came about.
the founder of this 1,000 Buddha Garden is known as this Tulku Sangha Rinpoche. His Eminence Tulku Sangha Rinpoche. He's a Tibetan spiritual master, the elder brother of Namjak Khen Rinpoche. So he came into exile in 1980s to Bhutan and Nepal in India. So after that he came to West in America to disseminate the Buddhist teachings. So he was born in 1953 in Tibet. And then so he was in Chinese prison for 9 years. And then in
The handsome gentleman here. Now, they almost look alike.
and then he served in the prison for 9 years, and then he got an opportunity. He met with great masters, Tibetan masters, and he got a great opportunity to practice in the prison. And then he says that's where he got all the realizations. He had the privilege to study all these things in the prison. So when right after he was freed from prison, then he escaped to Bhutan, through Bhutan,
Yes.
and he came to Nepal, India. So he met with many again Tibetan great Tibetan masters. So
And what is his name again?
his name is His Eminence Tulku Sangha Rinpoche. Tulku Sangha Rinpoche. So Tulku is a incarnated Tibetan Lama. So Rinpoche it means precious one. So it's a honored term. So presently he is the chair, spiritual director of the AWAM International religious organization. So we are based in many countries all over the world. Not in this Buddha Garden, we have this, in America we have in Santa Fe, it's known as AWAM Pema Khandolin. And also we have other branches, we have nunnery and nuns institute, nuns retreat place in Nepal. We have also
Now, would that be for the women?
women, yeah, nunnery.
Nunnery.
So women can
We call
practice.
it convents here.
Yeah, practice, study they kind of they're kind of engaged in 3-year retreats, and they're they're around 60 to 70 nuns in Nepal.
Wonderful.
And also we have our main branch in India. So it's known as AWAM India. So AWAM Nepal, AWAM India. So AWAM India, we are building a kind of a very huge monastery, and it's almost complete right now. So like
Wonderful.
it's going to accommodate thousands of monks there, thousands of monks. So it will be a kind of it will be a big institute to learn Buddhism and practice Buddhism. It's in India. And also we have our branches in Bhutan. It's known as Awam Bhutan, and many monasteries. There are thousands of Rinpoche students in Bhutan.
Yes.
And also we have our branch in Taiwan, Hong Kong. So Awam Taiwan, Awam Hong Kong. Also we have in Japan. So like basically our the spiritual director Rinpoche is traveling all around the world, teachings, giving empowerments, giving teachings, instructions, and then like most of his times he spent in America, going all over the Buddhist centers in America. He's going in California, he's going in Colorado, and then he also oversees all these projects, 1,000 Buddha Garden, monastery buildings,
This is
teachings,
amazing.
and all these things. So he has been able to carry out all his enlightened activities with at present time very well. So so Namjak Khen Rinpoche, he is the assistant spiritual director of the Awam International. So like he is serving as right now chairman in the Buddha Garden. He is president there. So he's overseeing the administration and everything in the Buddha Garden, the 1,000 Peaceful Buddha Garden. So
Wonderful.
so in Tibetan, and in Buddhism, we are following the Tibetan Buddhism, which is known as Vajrayana Buddhism. So among Tibetan Vajrayana Buddhism, we have all.
Sir, this is here in. Pardon me, but this is in America.
Yeah, this is in America. This is 1,000 Peaceful Buddha Garden. So Khen Rinpoche, he will describe and he will talk about this Buddha Garden
Wonderful.
explanation. Yeah.
Wonderful.
So like to continue with his spiritual director, the founder.
Yes, sir.
So he's this is also sometimes known as Ewa Magadha, which means the same name is the Bodh Gaya in India, which the place where Lord Buddha attained enlightenment. Same like he wants to have same like center like in America. So he found very peaceful land in early Montana. So he established this. He came up with this noble vision, and now it's accomplished. So we're trying to make more and more kind of advancement in this project. So the main aim of our spiritual founder of this garden was to solely promote peace and non-violence and all these messages to the world. It also known as the Peace Center.
Wow, this is
Garden
amazing.
of the Peace Center, the Garden of the Peace Center. So the spiritual
Wonderful.
the spiritual director, spiritual head of the international organization, non-profit organization, Tulku Sangha Rinpoche. He is very busy right now teaching all over the world and is guiding thousands of students. So yeah, so he is considered our root teacher. So I need to
And the founder.
Yeah, I need to explain one thing. So like
Yes.
there's Tibetan Vajrayana Buddhism, there are 4 sects. So called the Nyingma, the ancient one, Kagyu, Saja, and Gelu. So we are following the tradition of Nyingma, the ancient one, the Buddhism that flourished into Tibet in the 7th century, which was brought by the Indian, the saint called Guru Padmasambhava. So we are following this tradition, this following tradition. So the founder is known to be the Nyingma practitioner, great Nyingma master, contemporary Nyingma master.
Sure, I mean, I appreciate that. So shedding the light on that subject matter. When I see the beautiful works of art,
Yes.
how did they come about?
Yeah.
If the president will address
Introduce about the garden.
Yes.
Maybe Khen Rinpoche could this one.
나서
Mr. Namchak can
나서 안투 다시 델레스
So, hello everyone.
안 당하게디 인지된데 미시운드가라 데스된데 히알라 데스칼린도스
So, Kempola doesn't speak English terribly well, so this will be a little bit difficult.
That's
So bear
not a
with us.
problem. We are honored to have you here.
오케이 땡큐
If you would let him know.
나서 안데데 손다 다다다디 나서 드발라 다 남바 다 베나 마레다 지다 남바 찌그 나로라 다 산지 똥생엔지 다 정그 요레스 산지 똥라지 아니 디 산지 똥라지 정그 어디갈 디 아니 천지기 체들라 여기라다 나서 산지 똥라지 되지니 요레스 디
So-
나로다
Yeah.
Garden of 1,000 Buddhas.
Yeah.
Where is this actually located? What is the actual address?
디 가와 요리스 디드 제단.
Uh,
You can answer that.
야 아이스 플리즈
so, yeah, the Garden
Mr.
of the Thousand-
Maitre is the interpreter for the monks.
Yeah. The Garden of 1,000 Buddhas is located in Arley, Montana, just off of White Coyote Road, past just after the bridge. As you go along the bridge, I don't know the exact address.
So if we wanted to, so if people coming from say Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, what would they take while they was driving up? Would they go?
That's a 90.
So
right?
it's
that 90?
93 north. So it's on the way to the Kalispell and all these things. So like
Okay.
so
Going
it's
towards the state of
from-
Washington.
It's a 30 minutes drive from airport, Missoula Airport. So like north.
Okay.
North. It's
Super.
very near.
Super. Well, again, I would like to hear the words from the words of monk Ken Namchok
Namchak Ken Rinpoche.
Ken Rinpoche. What is a monk?
알레라서 아니 다 잡아
How
잡아 세디가라 당아서
And
다다디
pardon my head, I hope this
산지
is not
좀된데기
offensive.
아니 가스리
Pardon.
지족제 아니 디노니 찌가서 그 다다 소소그다 지 줄라 아니 송자그다 지나 먹이 찌보 생긴다고 텐데 송 아니 좀된데기 지족제 아니 가두이나 지곰 라고당 아니 대가나기 연뱅게 레가 어 텐데 쟁엔지라 아니 제당게 다바스기 요레스 좀된데기 지조라
So a monk is first and foremost a follower of the Buddha in order to protect their minds from negative emotions and sufferings. One might become a monk to symbolize that one is following the Buddha, and this is a matter of dedicating one's life to inner spiritual cultivation as well as work to benefit others.
That is amazing. And in my heart of heart, I believe that. Again, we're honored to have the distinguished monks from Tibet, from the Garden of 1,000 Buddhas. They're located at Arley, Montana. And we are as guests on the Right Now TV show. And we do have a few questions from our viewing audience. One is, what if you would, Namchak Kim Rinpoche, what is the meaning of enlightenment?
like man
라서
아니 다 산지 세댕인데 제당게라 가서 뭐 제당지라서 뭐 방송하이나 아니 가서 디 마릭 바세 다 생고 톨어야 제 드럽차요 댕에 추가레나 제 야고진 통마다면 지지 아니 디기 강도발라 지 가서라다 샘라 지 너차 생긴다고 시당 생긴다고 또목 생긴다고 덴지기 톨라 다 생고 톨라 레바다 저 망보 영에 제당게 샘제 생긴데 지게
So we can start by defining what a Buddha isn't. We can look at the world in general, at people in general, and we all have to admit that we have ignorance in our minds. We don't know everything. We don't know the way things truly are. And on top of this, we often experience negative emotions such as attachment, hatred, anger, jealousy, things like this. And so under the power of these negative emotions, we do all sorts of things that might not be for the best. And so this is how we define a sentient being. That's not what a Buddha is.
Na so ani di gang de bala ti nga so la da gu ya ge a chu ge ni lo xi ya na wo dang zang ba da ning je da zhe ba sing nga so la pen je ge rai de so tam ji yang ani ni mong di ki to wo la de shu chung chung cha ni den de la ani sem je se ani nam ye nga so be den de wo chi ji zang ban da wo da ning je da wo de che me je de so ya bo gom ni Tendis Jeon Pansam Jela and Soso Gadi Marik Basing in their Pamabacha, and a chutam jig Nilo Hideng and Jigla. Ani Digara Jigta, Zamba, the Ninjela Soba, the Sotamji, Sam Ranginji Sonza, and it is also Sapo Chachini. Gachin do this on the same with young Chatisotani Bang, Yandeng Chatisotam, some Topsong and Jela, and in Asu Sanji said the Legislative.
Okay. So then, as sentient beings, what we can do to remedy this situation is cultivate positive qualities such as immeasurable kindness, immeasurable compassion, as well as work to see the nature of things, see the way things really are. And so as our positive qualities like kindness and joy get larger and larger and our minds become clearer and clearer, these faults we mentioned earlier, negative emotions, will become weaker and weaker. And then once this process reaches its culmination, once negative emotions are totally gone and the mind's true nature of loving kindness and compassion shines forth when this ultimate state is reached, that's what we call enlightenment.
So, and there is some that I saw Tawa say there, that Jom Dendi Koranga. Tolu te so yang ko ani ji khong dai gi hie bi ge ani lam ge ramba da so ka re inga den ri ji la ani ndrongen de la ta trabam jin jau se den ri ji se yo res.
And so then returning to the question of what a monk really is, they wear the same kind of clothes the Buddha wore, and they follow the same path that the Buddha taught. They're gradually training in this process.
That's amazing. The other question then would be to Mr. Namchuk Rinpoche, is what does the colors red and gold represent?
So, Tsondok di Serdang
Ala ngal te ba ane la so ani ta jer ta sanji chom den de dangbo ta khorang de ta che du ka la an de du ka la ta ji nga so nang sem de la ta nga so ji ba ya ba da ani sem zangbo ji da ani phagi ji mel ro pa che ngen ji 송잔 딘 천재기 체데 아니 나게 샘데 가서 뭐 통통고 야 말이야 아니 근데 송잔지 돌루대양 만다바지 거야 아니 근데 제발에 아니 근데 송잔다 데데베지 자갈라 아니 돌루대서 삼아 까보도 되는 거거든 아 근데 지금 송잔 아니 디 돌루대 지다 팀에서 돌루대 메인카서다 디 세번다고 그래 봐 세번다고 그래 아니 양 가서 제 별라 다 돌루대 망치와지 나보다지 거 호자 아니 디 마버지제 근데 지금 아니 양지 자나다 때서 천도 문다와게다 가서 디아 천도대 가세고다 때서 홍보선다고지 같이 천도 좀 그래발 세보다지 마보더니 아니 홍보 디썸들에
Nobody
네 디썸데다 가서 돌루 좀 된게 진족 다리된 선제기 체.
So there are three different kinds of robes that a Buddhist monk might wear, which refer back to the times of the Buddha himself, when he first renounced the world and set out to seek for the truth. These three kinds of clothes are the yellow robes, which you often see in places like Sri Lanka and Thailand. These are the robes worn by the practitioners of Theravadan Buddhism. And then the red robes that monks are wearing indicate that their practice emphasizes cultivating a pure heart, cultivating compassion, and focusing on helping others.
Wonderful,
And
wonderful.
one might also wear blue robes. And then these are the three kinds of robes that a Buddhist monk might wear.
다 양직 가르치다 뭐 옛날에 문다가 돌로데 관바이나 아니 소소소소 템바 수이제네 오 나랑 집말 루파 칭엔지레 나랑 개바둥엔지레 나랑 디바 뽕엔지레스 디 트야게 체들 아니 옛다 문다바게니 돌로마보 근데 관바레스
And also, when one is wearing the robes of a monk, one stands out from the common crowd one encounters. And so this is kind of a reminder to oneself, oh, I'm wearing these robes, I need to help others, I need to do good in the world and avoid negativity. So it's a reminder to oneself.
That is amazing, and you know this has captivated my heart, my thoughts, and our prayers are with you. You know, I've always been at awe to be in the presence of monks. It's just something very dignified about the order. I'm a brother myself. I'm originally from the Order of Teaching Service Christian Brothers religious community. We were a teaching order. And- Yeah, we wore habits. I was fortunate to have to. Well, I don't know if it was fortunate or not, but I was a lay brother. I was allowed to not escape having to wear the robe. And I honor that. But you know, I would also like to add, where are you all originally from, Mr. Gimpo?
I'm from Bhutan, so I'm from the eastern remote part of Bhutan, and I was born in 1987, and then I was born in one of the monasteries in Bhutan. So since when I was 5, I enrolled in Buddhist monastery and studying Buddhism rituals, and after that I went to advanced Buddhist institutes to study Buddhist philosophy, and since then I've been going around and then helping the Buddhist institutes and teaching all these things. Regarding Namchak Khen Rinpoche, like he was born in Tibet. Because he's a younger brother of the spiritual founder of Oyom Thousand Buddha Garden, so he was born in Tibet, and so he later escaped to India, Nepal, and then he studied. When he was 20 years old, he escaped to exile. He came to
So
exile.
you were in an occupied country at the time?
Yeah. So under Chinese.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So like he escaped to India, Nepal, and he studied. Since then he studied. So now like he's been like studying and practicing and teaching, and for like almost 30 years now he's.
Excuse me. So are you all? Is Nepal? Is that part of the Himalayas?
Yes.
Wow.
Of course.
This is
so like
amazing.
Nepal is next to Tibet. So like next to Tibet is Bhutan, a tiny, small kind of kingdom.
Yes.
So it's called a Dragon Kingdom. So and then we have Nepal next, and then we have India.
Yes.
So yeah, so people escape from Tibet to Bhutan, Nepal, India, and so they can practice their own spiritual dharma.
Right, I understand, because they have an issue with religion, and well, are you considered a religion or just a philosophy?
Yeah, we are basically Buddhism. You cannot easily describe as a religion. You know, we have part of Buddhism can be considered religion, philosophy. It can be also considered a science, kind of art of living, the science of attaining enlightenment, self-realization, gaining self-realization, liberation. So it's very difficult from my perspective. It's very difficult to define Buddhism just as a religion in a Western sense, because I've been doing some research, and then when you define the religion you look into the dictionary, you find believing in something created or God or Almighty or something like that. So that kind of definition doesn't fit into Buddhism, you know. So it's kind of very hard to describe Buddhism just as a mere religion, you know.
Yes.
just we said it that the path founded by the Buddha Shakyamuni,
Yes.
and to attain enlightenment, to free totally from the suffering or realm of suffering that we have this technical term called samsara, to free from samsara, the realm of suffering world, and gain enlightenment or realize spiritual ultimate realization. So that's a kind of the way or the method to attain enlightenment, or the path shown by the Lord Buddha. That can be said. Just you can say the Buddhism. That's just that system can be said the Buddhism. It's very difficult to describe Buddhism as just a mere religion or something like that. You know.
Yes, and this would be addressed to Namchak Kim Rosh. How would one? Are you invited to attend the Garden of a Thousand Buddhas, or how do one embrace this establishment?
So-
Is it open to the public, in other
so,
words?
yes.
Yeah.
Or do you have to be referred or recommended?
Or everyone can visit the Buddha garden. Everyone, it's free, as everyone can visit. Yeah, still.
Oh, Larry, then da ngaso yagi, that's Sanji Linkade, and ngaso chitanga namba chiku chedela, then is Mare. Then the car said the tanga so American Nalola, then a Mombochi, Chamchachi alapegawure. And then this song Chamchachi alagawache, then a young Dicalachi Sanji good as a part down the Shiva, the witch, the legend home, the Metsoyan takes a similar. Ya linka te yang te si jibo de wo jiong de me chama ji san ba jibo de le de ji yong yo re an de song zang nga so da da ji cha zang ba go che che ka de wo re ma do ji ge din nong la ji de yong chu de yong mi chu se de de za ni yo ma re tam chi da yong sa che de ni nga so de ji zhe ba re an de ji ni nga no da da ka se pin jar mu ji kong ya de ga ran song de yo re.
So yeah, just like Kempola said, the Buddha Garden is open to everyone. By no means do you have to be a Buddhist to come visit. People come every day just to take a picnic, to wander around and enjoy the scenery of the land. A lot of people report that they come to look at the Buddha statues, look at the artwork, and that this makes them feel very peaceful, that this is a good way for them to relax. And so we would like to emphasize that everyone is welcome at the garden. It's not closed down to anyone. We don't make these kinds of distinctions, so please come at your leisure.
Thank you for that. Go right ahead.
Okay. And Tarong Dang Asoji Chitang da
Very
Berg.
beautiful. Very beautiful.
Good down the Sotamchi Yadong da Wachina, so long which is so, and dig no good in the Yaya Lucy Yoreva. Daina and Aso Dvala Dakar City, Samala Pentoya get Sonza, and it getting this Yabres.
So in the Tibetan tradition, when one builds images of awakened beings or Buddhas, then there's a tradition of putting them in a really nice building, of keeping them indoors. But in order to kind of benefit everyone and make this more available, since people like to come have picnics and go to gardens, we made a garden instead.
That is amazing. And on that note, I was curious. Are the artifacts, are the Buddhas, are they for sale? I mean, can you purchase those monstrosities? Those how would you describe them? You know, these items, these artifacts.
I see.
What's the term? What is the name of those?
That's Buddha.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Buddha. So
And cannot that be purchased?
Nyogyurabes.
the YouTube Buddha so yeah.
Are they for sale?
Yeah, Tadanga so good the Dexit and Noya and Zuya use.
So you can sponsor a Buddha, and we can put your name on a plaque underneath it.
Oh.
Yes.
And then we have a gift shop as
So
well.
we have we have thousands Buddhas that kind of in the garden.
Yes.
There's 1,000 Buddhas and there's 1,000 stupas. And then so like we also have extra those for sale in the store.
Wonderful.
So if you want to put that Buddha in the garden, so with your sponsorship, then we can put it in the garden too. Not only the Buddha statue, we have stupas. We have 1,000 stupas, 1,000 statues. So maybe Kanabuchi could explain a little bit about the structure of the garden and what's there in the garden.
Wonderful. And then how are you all funded? How do you support this great work you're doing?
Gormo Gana Yongde.
아니 다디 고몬데 당아서 더바니 가세데 롱모지베데 가르시도 donation da wache tene yang darong yembaji
Fundraising.
fundraising da wache and this songzan da gache America ge nalo da ane Taiwan da Hong Kong da ane Japan da gache ndiri ji jakob mangboji ge nalo la angaso ti ji tende chedi in tata din choten da ko so re la an so so ge jinda ge main de ji bata da jamni yores and tende chedi nga so pe sha da drop che che ni kale ta lo ma bu chi ge na lo la and ta ji ti cha
So we're primarily funded by donations. We do special fundraising efforts, events occasionally, but we have generous donors in America as well as Taiwan and Hong Kong who sponsor building efforts at the garden. And so, for example, as we were talking about earlier, if whoever wants to pay for one of the Buddhas we
Let's say
have.
IMI, we decide we want to do sponsor,
Okay.
make a contribution to the organization.
So then you give us the money and we put your name on a plaque beneath
Marvelous,
the Buddha.
marvelous. Now, I represent an organization, it's actually we're a network. It's called IMI, which stands for Indiana, the state of Indiana, Michigan, and Illinois. It's a tri-state corporate industry and technology alliance.
Okay.
We're developing our advanced satellite communications network here in Montana. And there will be a great deal of very lucrative employment positions and permanent employment positions coming down the chute. Our emphasis is primarily on corporate economic development, community services, community affairs, new technology, employment opportunities, new business development. It will also be involved in publishing, commercial as well as institutional. And in the event that we would like for you all to consider us as your broadcast network. Or an extension of your broadcast network operations.
That's great.
Yeah, so any way we can be of service, please don't hesitate to let us know. If you have a benefit or something going on, let us know so we can promote it and get the word out. We're also this program is also will go on demand. It will be viewed on satellite.
Yes.
It can be watched 24 hours a day, anywhere in the world. So yeah, compliments of the MCAT, Missoula Community Access Television, here at 500 North Higgins in Missoula, Montana. And again, for those of you who just tuned in, you're watching the IMI Right Now Television Digital Satellite Broadcast Network. Today we're honored to have the distinguished monks from Tibet, from the Garden of 1,000 Buddhas, here in early Montana. And again, it's an honor to have them appear on our broadcast. Today, sitting at the studio is Monk Namchok Ken Rinpoche, our distinguished elder and PhD, and Khenpo Namchok Dorji, the Master of Arts, and also Mr. Maitri, who is the translator, if you would. Mr. Maitri, we'd have a question that we'd like to ask you at this moment.
Okay.
How did you come into the enlightenment or into the community of Buddhism?
Well, I took Buddhist studies classes when I was studying at UC Santa Cruz in California. and was very intrigued by what I learned in those classes. And I studied abroad in India. I did a Buddhist studies program that took place in Bodh Gaya. And we were exposed during that trip to all different kinds of Buddhist traditions. And I just really kind of fell into it at that time and found I had a special resonance with the Tibetan tradition. And so,
Excellent.
yeah, it was kind of all history from there.
Well, I would like for you all, for the monks to know, you do have allies all over the world.
Yes.
All right,
yes,
and
do.
we would consider ourselves, we'd like you to consider us one.
Yes.
Or yeah, a part of that team, that network team. I'm originally a product of the big city, the industrial societies
I see.
of Illinois,
Illinois.
Michigan, and Indiana. But I'm originally from the state of Illinois, which happens to be one of the major hubs of the United States
Oh, that's
for industry and finance. And my question is, my concern is, do you have, have you considered developing, say, your orders in the major cities, or do you appeal to the big cities concept?
So, Tawa yina, Nangpe Chutuk yina, Gyalsa Chempola,
Urban communities.
Yorepe, Gyalsa Chempola Dewa Chede Yopes.
안에 so 아니 다 딩아서 지 라드마다 망부도 아니 다 검바 아 카시지베 가서 데다 베종체 체사다 덴디게 나로라 요래 안 카시지베 야른 통보다 덴디게 나로라 요래 데지 나바나서가 차디 요레스.
So yeah, there are many different Buddhist centers, monasteries, and what have you in big cities. There are also centers like the one we have out in Arli that are in the middle of nowhere on the tops of mountains and things like that. So there, you can find Buddhist centers in all over the place, the unlikeliest of places.
다 나마 베네 샤자트바 다 랑게 다 루스이다 데체네 데이스지야 gomba seundia wembanda wachil ko yore te tenga so ta tinsang gi chachen traba mambo chungde chachen mambo ji kale khabu yore dende songza ani ji ma tung che ge na lo ye ba yin yang ani nga so sem de ji ka se to to ge ji ba ge gom de ya dang ani sem de wan ba che lu de magila ta ma de go do chung wa ina ji sem de wan ba che ne dende do ji ta mong che wa nang de go de tinsang la le na.
And so, back in the days of the Buddha, he established his monasteries, his centers, far away from city life in isolated places so that the orders could have more freedom to practice and wouldn't be distracted by city life. However, these days it's a little bit different, and there are orders in cities as well. And Ken Rinpoche shared with us, and it's like if one's mind remains undistracted, then wherever one's body is, whether it's in a city or an isolated place, doesn't really matter. So that's the way they try to go about things.
Well, let's just say we have a delegation flying in or coming in from Illinois or Indiana or New York. Do you offer accommodations at your facilities, or is it just for a one-day visit, or is it more like a bread and breakfast? I've never been there.
So right now we don't have any kind of those facilities. People can come and camp themselves there, I think.
You do have
Yeah,
campgrounds.
in campgrounds there we have, so they can just come and tour, and then they can practice, they can do prayers and all these things. Gradually we are trying to build assembly hall and all these things where many events can be held. Right now, if we are we're going to have very soon big events. We're having tents there, so we need more support to build the assembly hall there. So kind of like gradually, so people can do weddings,
Yes.
parties, and
Yes.
so it's kind of considered a kind of sacred place. So like people can engage in many activities there, kind of spiritual or secular. So kind of we can host many events there. So when people can come there at that time, I think we can accommodate. We can kind of, yeah. So people can stay there. But right now we don't have something like we don't have place to stay or something. We just live very
A pavilion per se.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not all
Okay.
for the visitors.
Well,
yeah.
you know, now, and that's where we come in. We'd be more than happy to come meet you in that
Just
area.
but if you are just visiting for a day, that's okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good. But we have the opportunity for the volunteers. If you are coming as a volunteer,
Yes.
you want to volunteer to the garden, you want to practice, you want to receive teachings, you're welcome. Everyone
That
is
is-
welcome.
that
can
is
come
amazing.
you can come as a volunteer in the garden. You can receive teachings from the spiritual teachers like Kanamache, and then so you can attend retreats with them. So like if you're a Buddhist, and even if you are not Buddhist, you want to know study about Buddhism, you can come to the Buddha Garden. So we will get you with the teachers, and also you can study. You know about the Buddhism, Buddhist philosophies, and all these things. You have also get a chance to volunteer, and kind of from Buddhist perspective, kind of volunteering in this kind of sacred place, you amassed a kind of huge merit, because if you accumulate single merit, you accumulate 1,000 merit, because you have 1,000 Buddhists, 1,000 stupas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, ecumenical arenas. Have you engaged in ecumenical arenas in the past?
Ecumenical sana.
Do you embrace that?
Chuluk risu meba dapo ani issue chuluk shendak nyamdu ketch shede yo.
야, 되니 다 제동게 나서딘 나봐. 세데 다 직 슬라양 줄로 슬라양 가세레 대바당 다능제 아니 대바다 다능제 되니 자와 다직 소수게 베다 나바데 잔된시제 아니 연다 청와파기 다 나서디 다능샤다 쟁이지나 아니 디노니 빼네 나랑다부지 빼 참바이나 직 시자 참만데 시고문다부지 고고문다 라이 고문데지 대송다 지 많다 남들지 놀러나요 아니 출로 간데지 타오나 머리 간데지 타오나 아니 나랑게데 가세트도 로중도 부지 제득이었어 그 간데레스네데 근데 송자 안디 지 다당가서 여기 산질링카데 베드 코로 리메레 추가리난 되기도 뭐가리난 되기도 아니 데나긴 시니지 나라야 베테라 시라 가우유스 인디토 스르르지 팔나야 데니 가세 퍼루나스
So, from the Buddhist perspective, one needs to have respect for and pure perception of all religious traditions, not just one's own. More than that, it's said that there's nothing that a Buddhist person, a Buddhist practitioner, shouldn't try to learn. There's monks are always engaged in a practice of study. And so, for that reason, growing to understand other religious traditions and growing to gain insight and open dialogue with people of other religious traditions is something that is very much welcome at the garden and something that Kempo very much enjoys. So, whatever religion or race or ethnicity or anything, whatever your viewpoint may be, everyone is welcome at the garden, and we'd be happy to open up a dialogue.
And that's amazing. That's very
I want
that's
to add that
important.
everyone who loves peace and prosperity,
Yes.
if they want to promote this view of peace, prosperity, non-violence, and all
Yes.
these things, definitely they can come there.
Amen. Amen.
Anytime, every time.
Well, I appreciate. I thank you for that, and for our viewing audience. It's noteworthy that we understand because the world is moving more. We are evolving into a global society, and it's significant that people learn to be more open and to embrace, the higher state of consciousness that allows us to elevate and transcend ourselves, and from the lower self into the higher state of being, as well as state of consciousness. Again, I want to thank our distinguished monks from the Garden of 1,000 Buddhas here at Arley, Montana. And again, I would like, before we close, I'd like to give our guest, our monks, an opportunity to render a final thought. And I'm going to kind of do this in a different way. We're going to probably start out with Mr. Mr. Marty. Maitri, I apologize.
No problem.
But I'd like for Mr. Maitri to give his take on on how his experience has affected his life.
With this center in particular, or Buddhism in
With
general?
Buddhism, period.
Okay, well, Buddhism has really been the best thing that's ever happened to me at this point. I can't really imagine what life would be like without the knowledge I've gained from it, the knowledge about how to sit down and meditate and work with my own mind, the knowledge about how to develop a pure heart and to have good intentions and treat others with respect. I think I think I'm a pretty happy person, and this happiness has come in large part from my interfacing with this profound tradition.
That's amazing. And Khenpo Namtok, would you give us leave us with a final thought?
All right. I would like to say that the Buddha Garden, about Buddha Garden, to sum up, Buddha Garden is a very most amazing peace center in not only in America. It's nowhere in the world. It's like that. This kind of very amazing, noble, kind of very extraordinary and excellent thing that's present. It's a kind of very extraordinary kind of monument, something created by mankind, like coming out of this, our spiritual director, His Eminence Trungpa Sangha Rinpoche, kind of. It's like if kind of in Western kind of normally like we have plan, architecture, all these designs on then, but kind of he had this vision in his like dream.
Yes.
And then like he it's a kind of funny story. He just drew this map. It was not drawn by architect. He drew himself on a tissue paper.
Yes.
And then it came out.
It was if you
after
can
long,
conceive it, you can achieve it.
yeah, so after long year, so kind of through his kind of noble kind of intention, these enlightened activities are kind of fulfilled. So hereafter, kind of we are continuing to improve this garden, because building more kind of temples around where more people can practice, kind of have more ceremonies and all these things. So I want to say about one thing that kind of soon. After this, kind of in June, we have many events happening,
Yes,
very
yes.
special events, which is known as Drupche. So Drupche, it will be starting from June 6th to June 15th. And before that, on June 5th, we have this Tibetan festival. We have kind of AOM's kind of third annual Bodhicitta Molam. So it means kind of generating the altruistic mind to benefit all the sentient beings. We do the prayer. We do have prayer or ritual at that morning. So 8 to 9. So we will be joining together and pray, generate the altruistic mind to benefit all the sentient beings to gain the enlightenment. And so after that, we're going to have a Tibetan cultural festival. So it will display with many various dances, mask dances, lama dances. You will see many Tibetan cultural things like secular songs, dance, folk songs. You will see dances. You will see rituals. So like I wanted to invite everyone on June 5th. It starts from 1 p.m. to 5. It's kind of
Amen. This is
So
amazing.
this is the work we're trying to do.
Yes. Well, on this juncture, I just would like to make a small gesture of appreciation from us at IMI and Right Now TV. And if you would, Monk, sir, Mr. Khenpo, I just would like to present this to our distinguished guest, Monk.
This is
elder.
amazing.
Could you
Yeah, this
explain
Tibetan prayer flag banner. So yeah, we have all these mantras, prayers here. This is like our deity.
Yes.
It's called Guru Padmasambhava.
Yes.
This is the Green Tara. So this is Avalokiteshvara, Buddha of compassion. This Green Tara, Buddha of enlightened activities, is female Buddha,
Oh, wonderful.
female deity. So we have Vajra Sattva, and then we have this, it's called Lungta, so like wind horse could increase your prosperity and all these things. So this is Guru Padmasambhava, the founder of the saint, the master who brought Buddhism to Tibet. He's
Wonderful.
tantric master, yeah,
That's amazing.
in the 7th century, yeah.
Well, we'd like for you to have that. It's just a small token of our appreciation for you
Yeah, puberty.
appearing on our guest,
Oh,
appearing on as our
okay.
guest on the broadcast.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And we
Thank you
hope
very
to be
much.
more engaged and actively involved and partnering with you all in the near future.
Yeah, we're very happy and we're very honored. We would like to cooperate with you guys together, and then like we would try to get more together.
Well, we are developing a IOGA industry organized government approved satellite communication network here at IMI Tri-State Alliance that will actually, we will have capacity to transmit all around the world. It's basically designed to cover the northeast and western corridor of the United States.
I see.
We are a membership organization, and we're involved in empowerment again, creating permanent employment opportunities for Americans with disabilities, those who are mentally and physically challenged, special needs, veterans, all branches, and those in uniform, and above all, empowering women. But we again are honored and delighted to have the distinguished monks appearing on the broadcast from the Garden of 1,000 Buddhas. Monk, if you will, sir, Namtak. Well, Mr. Maitri, would you present the monks, please, if you will, before we go off the air?
Yeah. So.
Starting with
this-
yourself.
I'm Maitri. I'm the translator. This is Venerable Namchak Kin Rinpoche, and this is Khenpo Namchak Dorje, respectively from Tibet and Bhutan.
And I'm Brothers J. Van Smith. I'm the executive producer of the Right Now TV show. Again, we want to thank our Scott from the MCAT television technician, Mr. Joe Beard, the general manager here at MCAT, the wonderful staff here, and our viewing audience. We want to thank you all for tuning into the broadcast. Go out and visit the Mr.
Garden of 1,000 Buddhas in
Yes,
Harley,
Mr.
Montana.
Kempo, I want to leave you with their last invitation. Make the pitch. Go right ahead.
Okay.
Go for it.
가르침으로다.
Come on
That's
out and visit.
Ketang
La.
Pepcho Sangelinkala Pepchos.
Yeah, so I welcome everyone to 1,000 Buddha Garden, and then join the community there, and then we would like to inform, as said earlier that we have different events happening, and then like. So you can go through the website, Buddha Garden website, and figure out what events we have, what kind of programs we are having there. So you can try to watch that one, and then so you can you can join us. Or also, like if you are visiting just for a tour and all this thing, you want to just spend some time, you can just visit there, and then like whatever you like you can do some spiritual practices, you can do meditations, kind of calm averting meditations. Also, if you want to receive some teachings, as said earlier, you can definitely welcome to contact the administrator there, so they can respond to you. So the address and all these things, directions and all these things, you can get it from the website. If you're in you will find various directions. Like you will right in after you can come to Missoula Airport, you will see the flyers, advertisement, and all these things about the Buddha Garden on the airport. So
Excellent. And there you have it.
yeah, we have.
Come on down and support the monks. They're doing a great work.
And not only just monks, kind of the Buddha garden, to make it more and more kind of beautiful, more and more kind of, better space, better place.
Yes. Yes, come and visit the Buddha Garden. I want to leave Kempo. Namtar, Ken Rinpoche. I'd like you to just leave us with a prayer, if you will.
Oh, la so. So nam de ye tam je se ba ye to na nyen be do na pam je din che ga na je wo lo do. Si bin so len do wa shu. Ani, thank you very much.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we thank you all for coming on the Right Now TV show. Have a great day, and we wish you continued success.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And again, we want to thank you all for tuning into our broadcast. We want to thank Mr. Neil Wells, the production assistant from MCAT. We want to thank Mr. Christian Ackerman, and we want to thank the wonderful team over here at MCAT. We also would like to acknowledge Steve O'Brien, the author of the Epic Theme #2. Again, thank you for watching.